morning squad. Little day in the life going in. Little morning routine you just saw. Now we're on our first batch of steps, which are inside on the walking pad. Operation productivity, steps in, client work. Have loads of client stuff to do today. And as well as that, just as important, more importantly, the Lord. Let's have it. I'll catch you outside on my little outside walk that I take after these first batch of inside steps. Give you a little update on myself and what is in store for us for this video. Yes, boys, work block 1 in the house, done. What did I do in that time? Read the Bible like I said. Posted my Instagram reels for the day. Always consistency is king every day. And I started up on some client work prepping. I only have one client check-in today, but more so bettering my Google Sheets and bettering my service. Just doing some of that kind of stuff. But now I'm on my morning walk with my 3-legged bandit, which is my dog. And smell that? It smells like it's gonna rain. No, it does appear it's going to be raining soon, so I'm kind of gonna go a little faster today. I'm like one of those dads, like the forecast looking out. Yeah, it's definitely gonna rain in about 30 minutes. But today in this video, we have legs on the cards. I'm not going to show you the whole session. I may show you like my top set on my leg press, but I'm not going to run through the whole session. Okay, so after I decided post-workout today in the car, I'm going to walk through my fitness journey, like my physique development journey, why I started, where I'm at now, what's gone throughout the whole process, why do I want to be an online coach, and tell you about what my plans are in the future. Figured that'd be good. I feel like I haven't really done that in full depth and detail, so I need to do that for you guys. So that is going to be post-workout. I'm going to try to keep the rant to a limit, but you guys know I like to talk. No, plan of action, I'm going to show off some client results I've been getting. 3 great results I'm definitely going to show you and talk about kind of their process and how their journey has gone. And then I'm going to finish up this morning walk, and then I'm going to go in the house, prepare Chef Up Meal 1. I'll run you through all the meals. You're going to be like, well, Nolan, those look the same. It's because they are the same, guys. I eat off a meal plan. I am not a macros dude, and I never will be. I love the structure. I love my meals. I want to eat my 5 meals, and honestly, I don't want to eat anything but my 5 meals. And this is a thing, like, I tell people to eat off the meal plan. They're like, I can't. Okay. I'm like, okay. Eat off the meal plan for the first couple weeks, right? Get that structure. You might even end up liking it more than running an if it fits your macros. But I don't recommend running a macros approach at first, especially if you're like new to tracking your food and you don't have a great grasp of basic like nutrition, okay? Because like what you'll see is if you give people that macro option, you'll look at their full days of eating and they just use it as an excuse to eat like a child, right? There's no fruit or veg. They're eating donuts, cookies, and drinking protein shakes to hit their protein goal. And that will affect your physique. Not only like digestion, obviously, micronutrients, how you feel day to day, you're going to feel like crap. But also in the gym, you're going to feel like crap. Your training performance is going to suffer, and that's limiting your progress. If you want to make progress, training is everything. And what fuels the training? The diet. So like if your diet isn't there, your training isn't there. I don't care what you say. If your training's good, but your diet sucks, then your training is not as good as it could be. It's a little rant there, but it's like have set rules if you're running a macros approach. Have macronutrients set for each meal timing. Know what your meal timings are roughly still if you're running a macros approach. Have structure throughout the day. Have set fruit and veg amounts for your daily totals, right? Moral of the story, do not run a macros approach if you're new to tracking your food. Get on a meal plan. Find foods that you like. Give yourself like for like food swaps, meal alternatives. If a meal plan sucks, that's on you. You're literally picking the food sources off your meal plan. You could eat burgers and fries every night, sourdough bun, lean ground beef, and potatoes, right? Burger bowls, homemade Chipotle bowls. You can make your food taste good. It's a little bit of time and effort, which is what gets a lot of people. It does not have to be bland, no seasoning, no sauce, chicken, rice, and broccoli 5 times a day. So maybe try a meal plan. I understand macros is the approach that most people like to take, especially if you're a lifestyle guy. Like, it's just more convenient. And yes, but at first you need that structure, and then you're like, okay, I'm going to try to macro match this meal off my meal plan, right? And I'm going to use a quality carb source like a sweet potato, a rice, a pasta. I'm going to use a lean protein like a chicken breast, turkey breast, ground turkey. I'm going to use a nice fat source, olive oil, avocado, etc. I'm going to have vegetables in this meal. I'm going to have fruit on the side. You get what I mean? So like, maybe start with a meal plan and then try to macro match things off your meal plan with foods throughout the day, and do that for 1 to 2 meals, and then just keep progressing, and you'll get to a point where if it fits your macros is the way to go for you. But what you'll notice is you'll honestly be eating pretty much the same thing every day. Maybe the lunch options will vary. You'll have a couple meal alternatives. But at the end of the day, we're humans. We're creature of habit. We like the same things. If you go to a gas station, you get the same snacks and drink. I know you do. Terrible start. I said I wasn't going to rant, and here we are ranting right off the rip in the morning. So I'm going to go in, and it's windy. I don't even know if you can hear me. Chef up meal 1, drink my glutamine, creatine. Just imagine me doing all this so I don't have to show you. Preparing meal 1, doing a little meal prep for tomorrow's rest day. And then I will show you meal number 1, the egg white salmon scramble bowl. Meal number 1, I'm not going to go over like everything in the meal. I'll pop up the total macros and calories. It's 220 protein, 600 carb, 50 grams of fat, like 3,730 calories. Somewhere around there. Rice, salmon, eggs, egg whites, veg, Greek yogurt, and some fruit. Going to eat this, work block 2, client check-in, and a lot of client work to be done. I'll show you some results from the guys. And yeah, get on with the day. Block 2, checked off, client check-in's done. A lot of work to my sheets. I'm blessed to be busy, right? Now, I'm going to flip this camera around and show you some of the client results I was talking about earlier. All right, right here, this is 23 weeks of work. We started at about 285. We are going to get down to 225. You can see the amount of fat loss, guys. This, like, we had no understanding of macronutrient, nutrition, and now he runs an if it fits your macros every day. He's literally gone on multiple vacations, taken multiple times off without tracking food, and he has came back lighter. That is what I'm talking about. There's different goals for everyone, right? Like, he doesn't want to be ripped. He simply wanted to get healthier going into the back end, to the later end of his life, going into his 50s and 60s. We're down 60 pounds. We're doing 10K steps a day. We're eating 2,500 calories a day of mostly whole foods, still giving him flexibility. And the best thing is, like, the end goal with this, we're only lifting 3 times a week, right? Like, it's nothing crazy, nothing too intense, because we don't need it. That's not his goal, right? Is to put on the most amount of muscle. Have we lost any muscle? No, because we're logging our lifts and we've actually progressed lifts. Now we are stronger than what we were 60 pounds heavier. What I was telling him in his most recent check-in is, my end goal is when we get you to that goal body weight and you're happy with the way you look, you're happy with the way you feel, we are going to go about a month of just not tracking your food at all, right? Just being able to eyeball things, because I know at this point he can do that. And that was the end goal. Like, I don't want him to have to get out a food scale and track his food whenever he needs to. Now that he has that education and he is like, he just knows how to go about things. He knows how to manage off-plan meals, and it's great to see, because that is what's important. Like, right, like, I'm a bodybuilder, like, I want to look my best, but some people, that's just not the goal, and you have to understand everyone's going to have different goals. And now, when he's done with my coaching service, I know that he can go on holidays and vacations and literally come back the same weight. He can control himself at family gatherings, at holiday dinners. All right, next one is my brother here, Hunter. We did this while at college, and he wasn't even like exactly bang on macros. We were simply just training to a high standard. We didn't have a body weight scale. We were just looking at the visuals week to week. We knew he was in a deficit. And look at this. This is in 12 weeks. Let me get to the start point. That was the start point. So yeah, that was start point. This is current day. And this is simply just training to high standards, right? Like, absolutely crazy progress here, guys. As you can see, in about 20 weeks, slight calorie deficit, progressing training, putting on muscle while losing body fat. Last one, a very similar situation. 14 weeks here of just straight up ticking the boxes. He eats off his meal plan. He bangs on macros every day. Every time he's on time for his check-in, he's progressing his training to a high standard, but it's the same thing. Slight calorie deficit. You can see we were a little fluffy here at the start, and here we are currently, 14 weeks later, more strength, more muscle added, and less body fat. We're just getting them in a nice spot. I mean, look at that side chest. Look at those delts. We're just getting them in a nice spot to be able to go into a long gaining phase and throw on a ton of muscle coming up this next fall and winter. Client dubs. I'm a happy coach. I love doing this. I love helping others out. Sure, transforming your own physique's cool, but watching others grow and educating them about the process of physique development in their mind, like they're improving themselves mentally, physically, you cannot beat it. Love it. If you're interested in my coaching, it's cheap and affordable to what you can pay for. I am very understanding of that. I'm a newer coach and I understand that as well. I'm not going to come out here and be like, you got to pay me $150 to $200 a month like most online coaches. No, absolutely not. But like I said, I'm offering a cheap and affordable service, but I guarantee you my service is a high quality. Weekly video check-ins going in depth, 24/7 access to me. You get it's a training plan and meal plan, sure. That might be part of it and you might want that structure, but that is not coaching. It is education. It is dropping stress off of you, telling you how to go about the process, giving you the information you need for in the future. You don't need a coach. It shouldn't just be, here's the meal plan, here's the training plan, follow it, check in with me once a week. No, 24/7 access to me. There's no dumb questions. You talk to me all the time. Communication is key. It's a partnership, not a dictatorship. If you're interested, the link is in the description below. Go follow the Instagram, FipsFit. And yeah, I am going to shower up, cook up the pre-workout meal. I'll show you the pre-workout meal. We're going to go smash legs, and then I will talk to you post-workout, and I will go through my journey in depth in my future plans. Peace. Alrighty, rice, chicken breast, broccoli, G. Hughes, dates, and big old Joe Gann going down pre-ski. 90 minutes out from the workout window. Eat this, get my intro all chefed up. I'm not going to walk you through it. It's 40 grams of Gatorade carb powder, a serving of electrolytes I drink intra-workout, and then, I don't even know, EAAs, 5 grams of EAAs in my intra-workout. I don't know if I'll do any C-Bum pre or not. I might just go with black coffee for the stimulant, for the caffeine for this leg day. One thing I want to touch on with the pre-workout meal, if you're going to run a macros approach, I would try to keep the pre-workout meal these same foods, the same meal. Reason being, first off, digestion. Find what digests well with you and fuels your training, right? You don't want to be going into your training not fully digested your food, right? So that means probably lower fats if you're eating a little closer to the workout window. Find carb sources that digest well with you, probably faster acting, rice-based stuff, right? Rather than oats and potatoes. I'm not saying you can't eat those things if they digest well with you. But also, like, okay, if you don't want to eat the exact same meal, at least keep the carbohydrate intake the same. Just due to performance consistency sake, right? Like if you have a 20-gram carb meal and then the next day you have an 100-gram carb meal, like the progressive overload, like you want to standardize your training, right? Like your session will be limited. You will be suffering if your carb intake is lower throughout the day, especially in a diet pre-workout. So I recommend always a meal plan is always going to be better for standardizing everything, but at least the pre-workout meal have the same meal or at least the same carb and macro intake. But enough rant. Eat this. Catch you guys post-workout. Time to die on that leg press top set. 5 plates, taking it for a ride today. All right, we'll see you post-workout. All right, squad, post-workout, legs wrapped up. To be honest with you, it was a terrible session. I'm pretty pissed right now. Fatigue has been high these last couple weeks. I knew I was in need for a deload. I haven't taken time off the gym since Thanksgiving time, and I trained to a high standard. Fatigue was building up these past couple days. Appetite started taking a hit. My motivation to train dipped. Sleep started suffering. Like I couldn't, like my heart was racing going to bed, and these are all telltale signs that I needed a deload. I need some time off. Fatigue is really high. My CNS is fried. So I'm going to have to take the next 4 days off. Today's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm taking off. I'm not a huge D-volume session guy, like going a week where you like lower the intensity and still go to the gym, just because, to be honest with you, dude, if I'm going, like I'm going to or close to failure every set. Like I can't really, it's hard for me to control myself when I train. Like I love training hard. But like I said, today during legs, I just wanted to walk out of the gym mid-session. But you don't care about that. You don't care about my fatigue, and I shouldn't even be telling you. What we're talking about is my lifting journey, okay? So, it's a pretty typical story, right? Like, I'll pop up pictures. I was a football player, American football, loved it. My whole family played football. We were a big football family, went to a big football high school. And I'm not going to go too much in depth, but after my junior year, so my sophomore year, I was 227 pounds. I was a big boy. I was thick, as they like to say, big boned. I was a good football player. I mean, I'm not like trying to be like that, like, oh yeah, I was so good in high school, like, yeah, dude, like, I easily could have went D1. No, absolutely not. But I was a decent athlete my whole life, and I was a decent football player in high school. And after my sophomore year, I remember I was 225 pounds, and I dropped about 50 pounds. I was about 175 going into my junior year, and did it terribly wrong. I'm going to be popping up pictures, too, while I'm at it, but did it horribly wrong. I'm talking I did it super quick, ate 1,000 calories, maybe below a day, like super aggressive. Starved myself, no protein, like no knowledge of nutrition, guys. Absolutely none. Crashed my damn hormones. I mean, like, bad. It was bad. Like, I did it terribly wrong. Lost a lot of muscle. So I got skinnier, right? But I also lost a lot of muscle along the way. But I was always training, right? Because I was training for football. A different kind of training, more athletic training. Like, you know, you have your plyometrics, you do your heavy compounds, more explosive training, speed and agility stuff, side-to-side lateral movement. But I learned a lot about nutrition along the way because I was like, okay, I really wanted to maximize my athletic potential. So I was like, I started tracking my calories. I remember I got watching Sam Sulek. I started copying his workouts, and I started to fall in love with bodybuilding my junior year of football. And it's like I was tracking my macros every day. It was great. I was honestly having a blast. Like, me and my buddies, like, in the basement, dude, I'd lift at midnight, yelling, screaming my head off, turn the lights off for absolutely no reason. I wasn't even training that, like, I mean, I was training hard, but I wasn't like training with proper form. I was just Sam Sulek workout copying, having a blast. And those were like, that was peak, dude. And like, I remember Christmas night, dude, like, me and my buddies, we got a teacher to open up the weight room, and we went in, turned the lights off, midnight lift, and just got after it. Just a bunch of fools, man. Taking freaking pre-workout at 8 p.m. at night. I did not give a shit about outside the gym variables. I was just in there to get a pump. And that's where my love of training came from. And I think if you're going to be successful in bodybuilding or physique development, you actually have to enjoy the training part. Like, training is everything to me. I mean, yes, the diet I like, but like, I like the structure bodybuilding gives me. But to a point, like, I'm always looking forward to my training. Well, not right now because I'm in need of a deload. But you know what I mean? Like, I always had that love for the gym. And my junior year, I played football. And then going into my senior year, shit happened. We're not going to go in depth. And I quit football. And, dude, like, football was my first love, okay? Like, I loved football. I was dead set. I was going to be a football coach, a college football coach. Because I knew I wasn't, like, genetically gifted to go D1, but I was going to play, like, Division II or Division III football if I could, and I probably could have, and I was going to coach in my future. But life happened, and I lost something that I loved, right? I quit football my senior year, and I hit a low, to be honest with you, and I was just going to the gym. And for 2 hours, everything was gone, and then it was back, and I was in a mental slump. Like, I was struggling. Football, it was like losing my freaking wife, right? It was my love. Like, I'm serious. Like, I hate to be that guy, but like, I really did love football. And I know, like, that's like such a peak in high school, but I did. And the gym was always there, and I would just bust my balls for 2 hours, right? And during this time, I was doing more research. I was getting a grasp on nutrition, tracking my macros, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to get diced. I got lean, like 140 pounds. No, lost muscle again, but I got super lean, and I held that lean look, got obsessed with that look for like 6 months, and my hormones were shot again. And I decided, I'm like, okay, everyone was telling me, dude, you got to put on weight. You got to put on weight. You got an eating disorder. I didn't have an eating disorder. I was like, lean is law, man. Lean is law. And then I was like, okay, I want to start bodybuilding. And I was like, I did some research, and I'm like, I need more muscle. I'm already like I don't know, I was probably like 10% body fat, but I just didn't have that much muscle. So I was just veiny, and I'm like, I need muscle, and I want to compete on stage one day. And I started following online coaches, and I'm like seeing what they're doing day to day, and I'm seeing that they're transforming other physiques. And I'm like, well, I transformed my physique. I may have not have done it properly, but I learned a hell of a lot along the way. And I was like, okay, shit, I just found a new passion. And about like when I was lean, like, yes, I was training like a bodybuilder, but I wasn't really, like, form wasn't very accurate. But then I like started videoing my sets, and I'm like, okay. And I started doing a ton of more research. Guys like Kuba, you won't know who these guys are. Joe Gann, my coach, Brandon Dotrey, John Jewett. Like, I started following these guys. I started listening to podcasts and just consuming a sponge to all this bodybuilding and physique development information, nutrition, recovery, training. And I fell in love with it. I got absolutely obsessed with it. And about 41 weeks ago, I decided, hell with this. I'm stepping on stage. So I know it's a long rant, but that leads me to where I'm at now. 41 weeks, I've been in a calorie surplus. I was self-coaching myself for most of that time. I've made a ton of progress, guys. Like, I've only put on about 18 to 20 pounds during that time, so I was really careful right off the rip. But, dude, I've put on a lot of muscle, and I'm still considerably lean 41 weeks into a gaining phase. And the plan now, I'm where I'm at now, and we have about 20-ish weeks left of gaining, okay? Give or take. Maybe a little bit more than 20. 25 weeks, we'll say. And then I'm going to hit a pre-prep diet at the beginning of next year. I'm going to get super lean. Going to be about a 12-week diet phase. Going to get shredded. It will show my potential of what I'm going to bring on stage as a teenager next year. And then after that pre-prep phase, at the beginning of next year, we're going to get back into a surplus, reset calories, start rising up calories. And then about this time next year, I will start my first bodybuilding prep. I don't know exactly what shows I'm going to do, because we won't know what shows or like when until the end of this year, beginning of next year. But the plan is to compete on stage late next year, because my birthday is November 25th, and I want to compete as a teenage bodybuilder. And like you've seen in the previous videos, like, I want to be an online fitness coach full time, and I am 100%. I will do it. I will do anything it takes. I put all my time into my clients, and I know it sounds bad, but when I get lean enough, that's a credential itself. People are going to see that online. And right now I'm not lean, but I have a lot of information, and I am very confident in my abilities that I will be an online fitness coach full time in about 1 to 2 years time. And I'm very blessed to be in the situation where I'm at, because my parents I already talked to them, and they're allowing me to live with them for a couple of years, because this is going to take time. But I am going to be an online fitness coach. Like, if you believe it and you have the courage to speak on it and you work your ass off every day, it will happen. I know it sounds cringy. I might sound cringy right now, but that is my mindset. Every day matters. Every workout matters for my future, because my physique will play a role in getting more clients. Every day, every meal matters. Every 8 hours of sleep matters, because all that is a goal. And not only to better my physique and my package on stage, but my coaching career and my future, okay? And to support my family financially. A long rant, but pretty much we have 20 weeks left of gaining, okay? Pre-prep, back into a surplus, and then we're prepping next year at this time. It might seem far away, but it's short. Every day it matters. Every day is ticking a box, okay? So, and online coaching, like, I'm just going to continue building my business. Like, right now I have like 6 clients. I'm just going to continue getting results, keep building my business, get more clients, get results. And I'm going to keep bettering my coaching service. And that is my future, okay? That is it. That is what, like, at the beginning, you have to be obsessed. I don't care what anyone says. Balance is bullshit at the beginning. If you really want to be successful, be a little crazy at the beginning. And then once you start getting successful, then you can start balancing things out. But I just ranted. I am starving. I am going to chef up my post-workout meal. Guys, I'm not feeling great. I'm battered. I'm tired. I need rest. These next 4 days are going to be pure rest. I need it. So the rest of the day, I don't know if I'll talk to you again. I'll probably talk to you one more time, but to be honest, it's going to be limited. This video is already long enough. I've done too much talking. I am going to be showing you the meals and doing a little bit, maybe doing an outro when I got my blue light blockers on. But I will see you guys with the post-workout meal. Peace. All right, boys, I'm going to end it here. So we just had post-workout, and then I just did more client work. Now we're in wind-down mode. I'm going to go shower, eat meal 4, chicken rice. I'll show you the rest of the meals, but really not going to talk over them. And then I'll have my oats pre-bed, go to bed, wake up tomorrow, do it again. Yeah, so like I'm doing these days in the life, but they're kind of boring because I live the same day every day, pretty much. So yeah, we're in that wind down mode, post-workout meal, work block done, and now we're easing off the gas with the work. A little more work, post on socials, etc. But pretty much eat, chill, go to bed, wake up, do it all again tomorrow. Rest day tomorrow and the rest of the week. But hopefully you enjoyed. You got to know a little bit about my journey and why I do what I do and why I want to do what I want to do in the future. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're interested in coaching, like I said earlier in the video, hit me up. Yeah, I'm going to leave you guys here. Good night, good morning, whatever time it is. We will see you. Have a great day.